everyone. Thank you for giving us your precious evening today. These little kids of ours, we always call them kids, though they are in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. They have put up a performance which has been directed by Mr. Vikramjit Sinha, an eminent dramatist, if I call him so. He is our very own Michelangelo, who sculpts impressionable young minds. And he's done a very good job with the kids, if I may say so. I'm so proud of them all. But with a twist, it's after the war. And hence the title, Through the Eyes of Fire, Landscape After the War. So we've all heard of Mahabharata as it happened, but nobody bothered to take a look at what happened after the war. Those are the emotions and thoughts that we are trying to abhivyakt, if we may say so, through this abhivyakti. With this I call Mr. Vikramjit Sinha. He will share his views about this whole journey that together they have endured. Mr. Sinha, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy that we could have this. This is the second time around we're doing Abhivyakti. And this is like a very special thing for me because I have worked in middle school, I've worked in junior school, and I've worked in senior school. But the senior school doesn't necessarily have such an aspect of intense drama thing institutionalized within the system. So I've been very, very grateful to the school for having this extra thing because it is extremely important, I feel, especially when the kids enter their new bodies, the new adolescent, teenage bodies. They learn, understand how to process their emotions and their feelings, which often is very heightened and unprocessed because they are sort of working through their exams, their deadlines, their various other pressures of career building. But how to actually process emotions and feelings and bring into characterization what is the complexities of things and the dramas and the hurts and the disappointments, how do you work through all of that? So this is the whole process has been trying to bring this about through the allegory of Mahabharata characters. Primarily ask me why second time Mahabharata, since first time we did it in a very different way and second time we've just dived really deep into mythology. The reason why, because these characters are very much connected to our culture, to the stories we've heard. And I felt that the younger generation didn't know enough of it. That was one thing. Number two is that they are extremely important psychologically to explore emotions and feelings of emotionally what is going on with them in their inner world. And therefore the process has been far more important. Of course the product is a culmination of the process, but the idea was for them to go through such things like why did I get the role which I did? What does it mean to bring out negativity? What does it mean to, if we don't get our desires fulfilled, what happens? So all these kind of really complex questions, and this 2 weeks has been a process of getting them to grow up a little or grow within a little bit so that they become a part of planting seeds so that when they grow older and when they make real choices, they play back these memories and it helps them to process out, make the right choices, the right thought system. So that is what. Just to talk to you about why we have done it in 18 parts, because there are 18 diyas here, there will be 18 scenes. It's because what happened in, mythically speaking, as the epic says, happened in 18 days, and there were 18 sections, 18 armies which were fighting. So we brought about the idea of 18, and the whole concept of the thing is based on Sankhya, which is the idea of analysis, or the idea of how much quantity it is in terms of analysis. So Sankhya Yoga is the basis of Mahabharata. So we actually look at it in different parts. So each part is actually connected to the whole. So there are 18 parts which is connected to the whole being representation, the metaphor of Krishna and the metaphor of the Purusha in terms of the complete whole, and then you see it in parts. Therefore you see it in segments, you see in khands. Even this thing that is the whole notion of Mahabharata theory, this is khand. And it's all in khand, which is in parts. So that's why you see it in parts. And when you will see it, you will see that we've used modern techniques, we've used minimalistic theatre, we have not used anything which is set structure, we have used non-realistic tools to express the essence of it. So we have gone through the body, we've gone through the physicality. This is what I do the most, in a sense, in most of my work. I try to bring about the expression of the body and as minimal as possible. So you will just see the core of how they will express. And that's about it. Perhaps you will see them transformed and changed a bit, and that is what we hope to. As I've told them, I love them all. I've given them a lot of, I'm the hard taskmaster, hard love, so I've given them lots of yelling, lots of shouting. And then we have done this whole closure today, so that giving them metaphors and stuff like that to take away home with them. And this whole idea is to bring them the idea that somewhere in their lives, they have got a guide at a certain point in their lives. So that's what it is about. It's about finding your inner guide, finding your inner war, finding the conflict within, and finding resolution, and may peace be to all. With this, I welcome you all to Through the Eyes of Fire, Landscape After the Battle. Thank you.
Hi, before we begin, show of hands, how many of us have our cell phones? Please take them out. I can't see any. Not the hands, cell phones. Big ones, small ones, flashy ones, whichever ones. Please, it's a sincere request, put them on silent mode or switch them off. Please. Thank you. When you take pictures, the flash distracts the performers. It breaks their concentration. That's why it's a request. We are having a professional videographer here. They will be taking videography, which we will share with you. So don't worry. The memories will be there with you. Thank you.
Time is eternally trickling through the sand. So we trickle and we tell the stories that have passed through our fingers. Many, many years ago, on Aryabharta, the sacred land of the Aryans, there was a great war that was fought amongst the various clans. It was a time of great turmoil. Gods and mythical creatures walked the earth in human form. The laws of nature and society struggled to strike a balance. And so, sometimes to restore balance, a great war had to be fought. And in this case, a great war was fought. Thousands of families were massacred and thousands were wiped out. And to this day, they say that if you dig deep, you will find blood. The blood of the ancestors. And so, many years after the inception of the Great War, through the act of telling stories, the Great War became eternal.
They became eternal because the stories were told by thousands of bards, musicians, and artists who have kept the stories of this great land alive. Now the same land is changing, with all its forests gone and its old traditions being eroded. The new faces don't know the stories that carry wisdom. The wisdom that comes from telling these stories. The wisdom that after thousands of years, we still repeat the same mistake. The mistake of letting out blood-thirsty cry for war and revenge. This never ends. So we can be liberated if we don't hear but listen to the voice of letting go, the voice of forgiving, the voice of completing ourselves into the mouth of peace.
यदा यदा हि कर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवतु भारतः अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे संभवामि युगे युगे संभवामि युगे युगे जन्म जया सुनो सुनो प्रलय सुनो जन्म जया जन्म जया जन्म जया जन्म जया प्रलय सुनो कहानी सुनो 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 सुनो
like crows searching for their loved ones. The queens, the princess of the royal family of Kuru, reduced to nothing but wailing banshees, dragging themselves through stench of rotten flesh, severed heads, and circling vultures. I survived, your narrator. So it's not a sage or a god telling you a story, but a common soldier. Since it's a story, I get to be a character. So I'd be a character who was killed by the 7 great warriors. No joke to be killed by 7 of them. Man, that was painful. So before we get started with the play, the Leela, it's important for all of you to know how we're torn apart from both inside and outside. See that moon there? She's Draupadi. She's the reason why it all started. According to me, she is the reason why the war sparked off. But there could be many more reasons, as the world we live in is a subjective one. Look at her eyes, breathing fire, breathing what they always breathe. The fire princess, the undraped one. Now look at all these women. Gandhari. She lost 100 sons. Uttara. She lost a 16-year-old husband. Kunti. She lost a son whom she never called her own. And Dushala. She whose husband's head is nowhere to be found. There are many others trooping in who have lost. She has lost. Sonless, brotherless, husbandless. These are the daughters of the Kuru clan. Daughters of Kurukshetra. Daughters of war.
wonderstruck, but it's not of appreciation. He's jealous. He wants a palace like this for himself.
No! Let him be. He's our cousin, our brother. We can't suspect him of the things he hasn't done yet. It's not right.
Patience, nephew. Patience. Your anger I can understand. But to bring down an enemy, it requires patience.
I want the 5 beggars and the prostitute of a wife to remain as beggars. I want them to be reduced to nothing, so that they can never be anything. I am the rightful heir. All of the palaces, it belongs to me. That's all mine. Mine, you hear me? How dare he? How dare he? I will send assassins and get rid of them.
Well, the house of black burnt, but they didn't. So trying to kill them won't work. But if you disgrace them and force them to leave, then in a legitimate way, we'll get their palace.
Sounds like a plan. But how do you wish to do it?
The plan's simple. You invite them for a game of dice. Then you get Yudhishthir, who's addicted to gambling. Then you make him wage his kingdom. He will lose. Then his brothers, himself, and then his wife. You get them to leave from the palace to the forest in disgrace.
But what if he wins?
Don't worry. They won't win the game of dice.
We will make her pay, brother. We will make her pay. She and her 5 husbands will bow down in front of you and eat dust.
Well, thank you, Karan. But why won't you just win?
You see, these are special ones, molded by patience.
brother, dying with starvation. Bhishma, the devil of Hastinapur, came to Gandhar. He captured us, locked us, gave us limited food. Our father was the first one to be killed. And my sister, Gandhari, got married to the blind king. We all gave our food to Shakuni so that he could know we all starved to death. My father broke Shakuni's kneecap so that he could remember he lived while he died.
So I burned their bodies, and from their bones I made the dice. And as I went to Hastinapur, I vowed to bring down the Kuru clan, Bhishma's clan, so I knew mine could rest in peace. Villains are not made overnight, and neither was I. So the dice can't fail. I have nothing against the Pandavas, but I know when there's war, Krishna will be on their side and the Kuru clan will come to an end. Oh Bhishma, tell me how your story became so terrible! So terrible! So terrible!
My brothers! You lose! Who else? Me! You're a slave! Remove each other! Who else now? I put Draupadi on stake. No! You're all slaves!
Go and get her.
Why?
Because your husband lost you! And besides, a woman having 5 husbands is nothing but a prostitute.
You will pay for this. All of you. How can a man who's lost himself first own anything? I am not his property. I cannot be owned. I cannot be owned. I will never forgive you, Yudhishthira, for what you've done. I will never forgive. And certainly, with my open hair, I will never forget.
To Shastra! I will tear you apart and drink your blood. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Who are you both?
I'm Ganga, who gave birth to you.
I am Satyavati, the fisherwoman, your second mother, the one who your father married, for whose sake you took this terrible vow, and that is why you were known as Bhishma the Terrible.
Oh mother, I thought you were absent, and now, as I lay dying, you become present. And how is that? How come you visit your son as he lies between life and death?
I knew you had a terrible life. You being the eldest, won't rule the kingdom. As you're one of the 8 Vasu, who due to Rishi's curse had to be born into terrible lives. All 7, I redeemed them, but not you. Your father Shantanu questioned me, and as per the rule, if he questioned me, I had to leave him. I had to leave you besides him.
Then your father met me on the banks of the river Ganga and fell in love with me. When your father came to ask for my hand, my father put a condition. He said that I would only marry your father. My children became rulers.
Yes, I gave up my rights. I gave up marriage. I gave up children. I took a vow. I became the protector. And look, everyone is dead. And now I ask this question. What if all of this was for nothing?
That's true that all are dead. And you gave a lifetime to protect and nurture the clan. I'm sorry that I was the cause for your terrible vow.
Like my ancestor Puru did for his father Yayati. I too wanted my father to be happy.
And that's why you sacrificed
I had to pay for my karmic debts.
You have the wish to die forever. Then why do you choose to live?
To see who won the war. To see if Krishna could really protect the Pandavas.
What would you gain from that?
To see order return. To see the end of Dharma Yudh. You still want to guide, right?
You're a saint.
Every saint has a sinner. Every sinner has a saint. To Amba, I'm a sinner. To Shakuni, I'm a murderer. To you, I'm a saint.
Then you must guide the remaining descendants of Kuru.
I'll bless you and ask Arjuna to give you my water to pass on.
And advise Yudhishthira to be a wise ruler. For it was you who ruled on behalf of everyone. You never retired, but now you can. Goodbye, son. Here come the Pandavas to your blessings.
From the corner of the battlefield, I saw the wise one advise Yudhishthira how to be a king. There was that song again that Krishna sang in the middle of the battle. Wisdom was given, but oh, the shoulder hurts. We have to hear the other mourners, their lament, their pain. The field is too slushy with all this blood. Can't even walk. But look, oh, look who's sneaking in. It's Rajmata Kunti, looking for her illegitimate son. Karan knew he was a Pandava. They say that Kunti told him just before the war.
These animals were calling out the day you were born. Vidura said you were an evil child, and the cause of these animals was inauspicious. Vidura advised us to get rid of you, but your father said no. You are firstborn, and we won't get rid of you. He was blind, and so was I. Blind to the immensity of what was to happen. In many ways, we're all blind, I like to believe. No, don't tell me what I should have done if I'd kept my eyes open. But when Bhishma took me to Hastinapur, no one told me the prince I was marrying was blind. Betrayed. So I decided to blindfold myself. Was it to punish them, perhaps, by punishing me? And look at what a price I paid. I felt all 100 suns embrace me. Now their lifeless limbs lie around. Oh Krishna, you God, why couldn't you have stopped this war? No, I'm not rambling. My son's dead. What do you want me to do? I won't sit still. I will look for them. But oh Duryodhan, is that you? So when they came, the Pandavas, to seek our blessings, the blind king had immense strength. He went to hug Bhim, who killed my son. Krishna, once again saved the Pandavas by placing an iron statue in front of the blind king. So once the statue was placed, the blind king crushed it completely by hugging it. I told him, Smell Beam, that he's alive. Krishna has saved him. I told you, Duryodhan, before the war came before me, I've never seen you. I want to see you. Ask Yudhishthir how you should appear before me.
Go in front of your mother, like you were born. Gandhari had powers. The yogic powers would turn her son into iron, which she did when she looked at him. So, I told Duryodhana, cover your genitals. You can't go in front of your mother naked, as you're a grown-up man. So, Duryodhana covered his genitals, along with his upper thigh, which remained flesh, while the rest turned iron.
And what did you do, Krishna? You said what? When Bhim was fighting Duryodhan, you said?
Wah, Bhim, wah.
And that's when Bhim smashed his mace in Duryodhan's thigh, crushing his genitals. Oh son, why did you? Why did you not? I was so angry that from the corner of my eye, I could see Yudhishthir's toes, so I burnt them. But my anger left me after I burnt his toes. All that's left of me now are these dead bodies. No, I won't leave. I won't eat. I won't go.
It was midnight. She did not leave. And then the hunger came so bad that she could not bear. She had gathered stones around her and stepped on them to eat a mango on a tree. Except they were not stones she had gathered to eat the mango and satiate her hunger. They were the heads of her 100 sons. She stepped on those heads to eat the mango.
Oh Krishna, what have you done? You wanted to teach me Maya, that life is all about one wheel over another wheel. That despite the death of 100, I would still eat, I would still go on. Oh Krishna, did he have to be so cruel? You're God who does all this magic. Yet you couldn't prevent this war. So neither would you prevent the war that would wipe out your Yadava clan. And you too would be mistaken as a cruel animal. Curse you, Krishna! I curse you.
Rajmata Kundi, you're in the enemy camp. You might have lost your way. Should I show you the way?
No, I've come the right way.
I must tell you, I'm surprised. What can I do for you?
I wanted to tell you that many years ago, a foolish silly girl tried to see if sage Durvasa's blessing was true, to call the gods and have a child with them. So she called the sun god, and the sun god came, and they had a child. But since she was unmarried, the child was illegitimate. So she put him in a straw basket and he floated away. Later, a charioteer brought him up as his own.
And you tell this to me now? Before the battle? Where I'm going to kill your 5 sons? How selfish can you be? Especially when you knew that the Pandavas did nothing but insult me.
Please, I beg you, my son, don't fight this war. You are the eldest. Yudhishthira will give you his kingdom gladly. Your brothers will accept you. Please don't fight this war.
Impossible. I don't want to be a king. I don't need the Pandavas as brothers. I have the Duryodhana. He loves me and I will fight till the end. Yes, you have 5 sons and 5 sons will remain. Arjun and I have to fight and I won't spare. But the rest, I shall spare. Go, mother, go in peace. For Karan always kills.
And so, he gave his life, sparing all the rest, except when it came to Arjun. Krishna was there. Karna even gave away his protection, being a compulsive giver. He even used Shiva's power on Ghatotkacha, which could only be used once. So vulnerable he became.
What are you looking for, mother? All your sons are alive.
Karan, he was your eldest brother, born before all of you were. The sun god's son.
What? And he knew?
Yes, that is why he spared all your lives.
What a terrible secret to keep, mother. What a terrible secret. Today, I curse womankind that they will never be able to keep a secret.
No, Arjun, you can't shoot me now. I'm unarmed. Let me back in the chariot.
Shoot now, Arjun.
But he is unarmed now. How can I shoot him?
So was Abhimanyu. He was 16 and there were 7 of them. Shoot now, Arjun.
Curses and blessings. Curses and blessings. We are filled with them. Karn was cursed by Rishi. He said he was a Brahman. Karn was cursed to forget.
That's how things are. Things are like a play. We keep playing. We play out sadness. We play out war. We play out love. We play out death. We keep playing. And for me, I guess someone will call me God. Someone will call me a villain. And someone will call me with many names. I accept them all. What I would like to ask you now is why? Why do you think I didn't join the battle? Why do you think I didn't fight? But then the play wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have played out their roles, their karmas. So, I was merely a player among many other players. Before the battle, Arjun came, Duryodhan came, asking me to join the war. I gave them a choice. In order to choose, you have to let go of something. The nature of our choice shows us who we are in this play of life. It determines the nature of our life's play by the choices we make. And the truth of the matter is that in the relative world of our life, the player and the play are actually one. Arjun, tum kab aaye?
I just arrived.
Duryodhan, tum kab aaye?
A while back.
So gentlemen, what can I do for you?
I want you to be in my army.
Me too.
Well, I will not fight the war, but I give you both a choice. One of you can have me, but I will not fight. And the other can have my entire army.
I choose you. Well, what a stupid question, because I choose your army.
Now, who do you think was right? The one who chose me, or the one who chose my army? Mind you, I'm only a consultant, but like every good consultant, I had no business being there in the first place, but I was. And we played war.
I thought you killed yourself.
No! You're reaching out with your mind, knowing the truth of your follies. You're seeing truth, that those hurt women die because of their deeds. See? Your stupid clan killed each other.
But I did not mean to hurt you.
But you did. First you kidnapped me. I told you I loved another man. You let me go. Then he did not want me, as I was kidnapped by you. Because of his misplaced arrogance, saying he does not take another man's belonging. Your brother, that weakling. I went to you and begged, for I had no home. And you said you can't because of your stupid vow. Look where it got you. I vowed to become the reason for your death. So I did.
But Shikhandi is the reason why I laid much weapons. As a woman was brought in the battlefield, I could not hurt a woman because Shikhandi was born a woman.
But Shikhandi is me. Amba was reborn as a woman. In Drupad's Yagna, Draupadi, Drishidumna and Shikhandi were brought out. From the fire, I was reborn, the very fire that took me. A yaksh in a forest gave me his manhood, and I became the reason for your death.
cause and effect and cause again. But in anger you come, and in anger you go. But in anger you go on, and spinning, till you say, I want liberation. Till you say, I pay all my debts. Lie on the bed of arrows, have paid all my debts.
Daughter Gandhari and Dhritarashtra had. Married to Jayadratha. I'm looking for his headless body, but it's so difficult to identify. Wondering how one thing leads to another. How Krishna helped the Pandavas destroy us. We nearly had got them. My husband had nearly got them. But oh, how can I forget? It was Krishna who made them win. Do you know? My husband stopped the entire Pandav army while Abhimanyu was slaughtered by the 7 great warriors.
Why I got slaughtered.
Then you are really foolish. You knew how to get into the Chakravyuh, but you did not know how to come out. You heard your father discussing the battle formation as you were in your mother's womb. The Chakravyuh is like a disc in which the Pandavas were surrounded by the Kaurava army. Abhimanyu managed to get inside the disc. He shot the Pandavas, but the disc closed. Abhimanyu inside.
I tried to get in, but Jayadratha guarded the entrance. I could hear Abhimanyu scream, while Jayadratha smiled at me.
I am Jayadratha. Remember that.
I remember you very well. 16, when he was killed by the great seven. Drone, Kripa, Lakshman, Duryodhan, Karn, Dushasan, and you, Jayadratha, who stopped Yudhishthira from saving my son. If I don't kill you by sunset, I will take my life by fire.
Kauravas were pleased. All they had to do was to protect him. The entire Kaurav army circled him and protected him, while hard Arjuna tried killing so many of us. The Kaurav army stood steadfast. Then suddenly it was sunset. The Kauravas were jubilant. They came out of their formation and started rejoicing. End of Arjuna, end of war. Even Arjuna was surprised and ready to set himself on fire.
It's my magic. The sun is high up. In the dark, you know Jayadratha's laughter. Arjun, you can shoot him. Only you can.
Thank you, Gurudev, for your training. I can shoot in the dark, hearing Jayadratha's laughter. I can hear only Jayadratha's laughter.
My father-in-law, Vidikashtra, gave Jayadratha a boon that the one who cuts his head and makes it fall on the ground will have his head burst into flames. So I'm so sure that Arjun won't kill him. My husband was protected by his father's boon. I knew he was safe.
I was so happy. I was so happy until I saw something. I saw my body on the other end of the battlefield. My eyes whizzed, and I saw my father's horrified face. And soon before the world could close on me, I saw my father's face burst into flames.
Everyone cried foul. Foul play. One can't kill in the dark, and then suddenly the sun appeared high in the afternoon sky. It was Krishna and is playing in the field. So thus, I became a widow. And now, I search for the headless body and the head in my father-in-law's ashram. Join the two together, cremate him. How one death is connected to another's death. How a boon from his father to protect his son turned against him and caused Vidikashtra to die. All thanks to Krishna and his play. Oh, why did you, Duryodhan, not choose Krishna? Maybe my husband would have been saved.
It's easy to praise and love one's husband when they're dead. But when they're alive, their horrible deeds can't be overlooked. Your husband was no angel, Dushala. While in the forest, after the dice game, Jayadratha came looking for us. The Pandavas had gone to hunt, and while they were hunting, Jayadratha swooped on me, saying horrible things like I was available to all after the dice game. He forcibly picked me up and was taking me away. I screamed and screamed. The Pandavas somehow
got horses from somewhere. I think it was Krishna visiting us. They chased Jayadratha. They caught him. They humiliated him. But they let him go because he was your husband. But he had to die here. So don't mourn for the evil. And don't be in denial. Because your husband was no warrior, but a coward. And he had to die here, in the dark, by the trickery of the light. Oh Krishna, you saved us again.
I only see the eye of the bird, Gurudev.
Then shoot, Arjun. Shoot.
The arrow hit the bird's eye. Gurudev said I was the best. However, being his favorite did not come easy. He taught all he knew to his son, Ashwathama. So, I started hanging around while he was teaching him. Initially, even Gurudev was annoyed by my persistence. But eventually, he started to respect my passion for learning. After completely learning warfare from him, I deeply helped him. For his Guru Dakshina, he asked us to capture the kingdom of Drupad. So we did.
Now, Drupad, half of the kingdom of Panchala is mine. We are finally equals.
But of course, Drupad swore revenge. He created a yagna from which came three people who would eventually lead to the downfall of Drone. Now Drone is the general, and I have to face him.
And now, we realize, Arjun, that when Abhimanyu was killed by the seven, and Drone being one of them, and on the battlefield, he is not your teacher. He is your opponent.
If Krishna can turn day into night and kill our people, then we will attack the Pandava army at night and destroy them.
Which He did. So I asked Bhim to call upon Ghatotkacha, his demon son from Hidimba.
So, I called upon another demon. Both the demons fought. Ghatotkacha killed the other one. And started destroying the Kaurav army. But even after, so I begged Duryodhan to beg Karna to use his spear, which was meant to kill Arjun, which he did. And Ghatotkacha died. But even after his death, Krishna used him.
Don't fall on our side. Fall on the side of the Kauravas. Karna's spear had ripped, but he fell on the Kaurav army, crushing. So even in death, he was a useful weapon.
Only Krishna was pleased because of all this. Because the spear Karna has used to destroy Ghatotkacha had to be used to destroy me. And it could have only been used once. Gurudron continued fighting. No one killed him because it was a curse to kill him.
Kill him! He was born a Brahman, but he lived like a Kshatriya. Kill him!
But I cannot kill him. He is my teacher.
So, I asked Bhim to kill an elephant and spread the rumor that Ashwatthama was dead. Ashwatthama is dead!
My son Ashwatthama, is he dead? Yudhishthir.
Well, Ashwatthama is dead. Ashwatthama, the elephant, is dead.
No. I will give up my arms and meditate.
Yeah! And so, in 1 week, I lost my son and my teacher.
And I swore revenge. I killed them all.
Yeah! Beam included, the big bully. Oh! You so heavy couldn't catch me. Yeah! You deserve to die. Why did the snakes kill you? Why couldn't this lighthouse burn you down? Why? Why? Why did you die? Oh, why did you die? Why did you die? Why did you die 1,000 times? We tried to kill you. Why? Why?
Every time, Duryodhan, you come to me and seek me for my blessings, I always say, may the right side win. Today is the 18th day. All your brothers are dead, except you. You're the only one left. Your father said at least tell him he may win. Tell him. So I told him. I've never seen you. I want to see you. Ask Yudhishthir how you should meet me for the first time.
Go in front of your mother, without a stitch of cloth on your body, exactly the way you were born.
अरे नॉटी बॉय, ऐसे जाओगे अपनी माँ के पास इतना बड़ा होकर? कम से कम अपने प्राइवेट पार्ट्स तो कवर कर लो।
As soon as I saw him, my yogic powers turned his entire body into iron. Except when I looked at his covered genitals. My heart broke. Oh son, now those parts are vulnerable. Those parts could be harmed.
Come out, you coward. Let's end this once and for all.
I am not a coward. Let's finish this.
And thus, Bhim was getting exhausted. He had no weak spot. He was getting tired when Krishna slapped his lower thigh and said, "Vah, Bhim, vah."
Ha! Yeah!
Bhim understood, so he brought down his mace on his lower thigh, crushing his genitals. "Oh son, what pain you're in. Oh Krishna, did he have to be so cold? Couldn't he have left at least one son for me?"
Make me the general. Make me the general of the army.
There's no use. The war is over.
No. I will avenge you. I know their tents. I know the Pandava tents. I will kill them.
Fine. You're the general.
And so, I went to their tents at night. They say it is a dharmic to kill people at night. But who cares? Yeah! Was this whole war for fairly? No. Yeah! Can't kill when his back faces murderer Arjun. Yeah! Bhishma killed because a woman was brought onto the battlefield. Yeah! My father killed based on a lie. Yeah! Die Shikhandi! Yeah! Die Vishwadumna! Yeah! Die the Pandavas! Yeah! Except it wasn't the Pandavas I killed. It is Duryodhan, I said. I have killed the Pandavas, Duryodhan!
Bring me Bhim's head. This is not Bhim's head. These are children. These are the 5 children of Draupadi. What has the war brought us to? That we are killing children now.
I want Ashwatthama's head.
You can't kill him. He is blessed with eternal life.
Yes! Yes, you can't kill me, Draupadi. And so I'm releasing my Brahmastra. Yeah!
It went towards Uttara's womb, where she was carrying Parikshit, the next generation. I came in between, almost saving an unborn child. But Parikshit is crippled for life. And so, for killing children, and almost killing an unborn child, I curse Ashwatthama, that may his very blessing of eternal life become a curse, that he may be reduced to nothing but bones and skin, howling in the forest for 3,500 years.
There's fire everywhere. Everyone's burning.
So now you're sunless too. In your thirst for war and revenge, you had to sacrifice your children in the great fire of war, which needed the sacrifice of human bodies in order for the fire to burn. So now you will see through the eyes of fire the loved ones getting consumed. You too will mourn for your loved ones as I mourn for mine. Hate begets hate and war begets war. Only the great fire knows as it turns everyone to ashes.
अरे सहदेव, सुनो, क्या तुमने कभी सोचा है? Have you ever wondered why we are the most celebrated extras in this whole epic? मेरा मतलब हम हर जगह हैं. हमारी वजह से पांडव बने. But somehow in this whole epic, we're simply tagging along. No lines, no major episodes.
All my life, I wanted people to ask me vital questions so that I could share. But no one asked me, so I didn't. So I sat on the occult knowledge of things like they were to come. And yet, no one asked me. So I stayed quiet and forlorn.
Well, what's there to say when the world is being torn apart? Did you have one significant event that you can call your own?
Yes, the killing of Shakuni. I was asked to kill Shakuni after your uncle Shalya was endangered by Shakuni and killed. Shakuni attacked us from the rear with his Gandhar army.
So that's it. Shalya, our maternal uncle, the king of Madra, who did not want to fight the war. He got killed, was innocent. But Shakuni was not. He started the war and in a way, he was the opposite of Krishna. But Krishna completely ignored him so much, so that the extras of the Pandavas, famous extra though, तुम्हें उसे मारना पड़ा.
So, when I was filled with anger, I tried to kill him. As I punched the killer's blow, he did very strange things and made very strange voices, as if he was mad.
The house of Kuru has fallen! They're all dead! They're all dead! Father, you be pleased! It doesn't matter if I die. As long as they're dead, I am happy. The house of Kuru, you poor swords, you poor Pandavas. I had nothing against you. The ones who I had in the field watches them die like I did. Like I did. The house of Kuru has fallen.
बड़ा अजीब इंसान है यार ये. How he wanted us to die, lose, and now he says he had nothing against us. What does he mean by the one who watches his loved ones die?
Maybe he's talking about Uncle Bhishma, grandsire lying on the bed of Pharaoh.
But Bhishma grandsire was not the only one who watched the war. Wait, let me play the act of the one who watched the war too. And in a way, only the undead do. His name was Barbaric. Barbaric was a Rakshasa. Apparently, Ghatotka's son. He came to fight the war. But he had one condition. He would fight only on the side which was losing. He had magical powers. So he would make that side win. And as soon as they would win, he would choose the other side. In this way, no one could win. So, Krishna asked him to sacrifice himself. He forced him to commit suicide by cutting his own head. He then placed his head on the ground. But every time he would find something funny, he would laugh. And his laughter would push all the horses and elephants away. So Krishna placed him on top of a mountain, from where he could see the war. But as soon as the war was over, we all went to him and asked, "Who won the war?" He said, "No one. I only saw the Sudarshan Chakra moving from one end to the other end. Only the Sudarshan Chakra moving, slaughtering many."
But I can't forgive or forget. despite the fact that it was I who killed all 100 of the Kauravas. I cracked their skulls. And drank their blood. I could not stand being in the same palace as the blind king Dhritarashtra. When he feasted and he lived a better life than me and my family. So, every time he broke a chicken leg, I would crack my knuckles and say, this is how I would break the Shasana's skull. And so, because of my taunts, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra left for the forest. And so did my mother, Kunti. Soon they all died in a forest fire. I did feel remorse then. But I didn't forget. And so, many years after Parikshit was fit to rule, we, the Pandavas, decided to start our bodily ascension to Swarga. And so, after crowning Parikshit, we ventured through the icy peaks of the Himalayas and ascended to Mandira, the highest peak.
Let us climb Mandira. For if we have upheld Dharma, we will enter heaven in these bodies. We will not die. And so, 5 old men and 1 old woman walked on a narrow and steep path. We walked on a path which went towards the virtuous.
Why did Draupadi fall?
I have renounced everything, even relationships. You all will die, baby. You all will die. Because none of you are worthy of reaching Swarga. You all have a flaw.
Why did Nakul fall?
Nakul? Because he was conceited of his knowledge and he was cold.
Why did Sahadev fall?
Because Sahadev was conceited of his good looks.
And why did Arjuna fall?
Arjuna was the most envious of all archers.
And why am I falling?
You being you were a glutton, eating without bothering to serve anyone else.
As I fell, I was scared and I was hurt. So I waited on the ground, waiting for death to come. But what hurt me the most was what Yudhishthira said. Did he not know that it's difficult to love 5 equally? I didn't get to choose my 5 husbands. So what is love? Is it always unequal? We love someone, and that someone loves somebody else. If I loved Arjun, who did he prefer? He had many wives, many relationships. He loved Krishna, and Krishna loved everyone. So, who loved me? Yes, it was Bhim. Bhim who took revenge. Bhim who killed Kirat, who killed Dushasana, who killed Duryodhan. It was Bhim who always asked me, what can I do for you, Draupadi?
What can I do for you, Draupadi?
Nothing, Bhim. Next life, you be the elder son. You be the king.
It's over. The war. It's over. So, some puzzling questions can come in our mind. So, I will ask them. Why did Krishna, who knew Abhimanyu will die, took Arjuna away from the battlefield? Why did Drona, who knew his son is immortal, gave up his arms and was ready to die? Why did Yudhishthira, who gambled away his wife and his brothers, didn't gamble away his mother? And why was Karna such a compulsive giver that he gave away his protection? Why were Iravan, Ghatotkacha, Abhimanyu sacrificed? Barbaric, all the younger generation sacrificed. I think the key word is sacrifice. It tells us about the nature of the war and what it feeds on. For every great war, there are sacrifices of the young. Check your history. You will see. For every war, the younger generation dies. Not the old, but the old decide the war. Iravan, Abhimanyu, Ghatotkacha, all were killed rather than sacrificed. Abhimanyu, the eldest in the line of Arjun and Subhadra's sons, he was sacrificed. Krishna's own nephew, Parikshit, in Uttara's womb, was struck by Ashwatthama and his Brahmastra, making him born a cripple. The next generation wiped off, and the next one, a cripple, almost dead. What a calamity. I was young when the war started. Now I'm old. Parikshit is dead, bitten by a nag, and his son Janmajaya is doing a sacrifice which would wipe out all the Nagas. And Astika, a half Naga and a half human, tells Janmajaya, what has happened is repeating itself again and again in your family history. Learn from your family history. Let the cause of war stop. Create new causes and conditions. Don't kill the Nagas. And then the story of Mahabharata was again told by Vyasa's disciple, whose name I find too difficult to pronounce. Now, I must take my new wounds and old wounds and lick them and tell the story of Mahabharata to someone when they ask me, why do you limp, old man? And what is with all these scars? I tell them, it's this connection that I have with this war in which I survived.